Time for Law and Disorder.
I demand a lawyer.
With attorney Jeff Kaufman on 101.1 WJRR.
All right, Jeff, partner at Kaufman Lynd, fine local firm here in Central Florida, specializing in personal injury. If you or someone you know has been injured in a slip and fall or accident or something of that nature, it's a good resource to reach out to. And he's good enough to come in here every Monday morning, answer some questions in that arena, also general legal questions, also you and your timing on your traveling. Jeff was in Canada over the holiday weekend when the car crashed in at the border crossing at the Rainbow Crossing there in Niagara Falls.
And people freaked out.
People initially freaked out, thinking, oh, it's terrorism. And then you were up there, you wanted to take in the Kiss concert in Toronto, and Paul Stanley got the flu, and that was one of 3 shows that were canceled.
Yeah, on the same day.
Your timing is great,
On the same
Jeff.
day, I'm in Toronto.
Yeah.
That was the main reason why you were going, right?
Yeah, that was the one. I had never seen Kiss before. And I said, you know what? I'm going to catch them on the tail end, the last thing, and I'm catch them in a foreign country. It's going to be fun, everything else like that. And boom, right in my face.
Anyway, best laid plans, right?
But they got that. That was a Bentley, though. You know how heavy a Bentley is?
Airborne and crashed into the border crossing.
That's a big car.
Yeah,
and supposedly, here's the worst part. They had Kiss tickets. The reason they were there is because they had Kiss tickets, got canceled. They go, okay, we'll go gambling instead. Drove across the border to do it.
They got in the wreck.
Yeah, so another Kiss. They blame it on Kiss.
Hey, at least you made the most of it, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had a good time.
That's what Kaufman
went to a minor league hockey game instead. It was great.
If you need to get...
bust you up good there, eh?
Oh, there's a lot of A going on there. I thought that was just a thing. No, everyone says it.
You need to get in touch with Kaufman directly. His, with those personal injury questions that Lynch was talking about. Jeff at whenyouneedus.com. Again, Jeff at whenyouneedus.com. Or pound 546 on your cell. We have a lot of questions. Here's one about Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. My question: had family and friends over Thanksgiving. One of them burnt themselves on the stove while cooking. Had to go to the ER. Should I be held responsible?
Here's the problem. They're an invitee. They're in your house. Mm-hmm. So anybody gets hurt in your house in a way that you should be responsible for, it's on that. But for example, getting burned on a stove, I mean, that sounds like his problem. It's not like he fell down the stairs or tripped on something. So I think that's going to be on him. It does suck because you're always concerned about this stuff. Normally, personal injury cases are always, it's not like you're looking for them. Sometimes people happen where they got the hole in the backyard and they don't tell anybody. I mean, just stupid things like that, or, a stair gives way in the house.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to have a problem because he burnt himself on the stove, because guess what? Stoves are hot.
Plus, it's a family member.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, did they really come after you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, family's tough.
At least the turkey fried and exploded.
Yeah, that could have taken on family. Can you sue your employer for a work-related injury with known negligence and go Eagles? Had to put in their little
Go
Eagles.
Yeah. Workers' comp works like this. However you get hurt on the job, that's a workers' comp case. It's not a personal injury case. They're different. For it to turn into a personal injury case, it really has to be something so aggressive. They told you, hey, go remove the crocodiles from the pond. I mean, and that's not your job. For you to sue under personal injury in a workers' comp issue, it's hard. Workers' comp can happen anywhere. You can be playing football in the back of the warehouse, and that's a workers' comp case. So it's a lot different than personal injury.
What if, though, I was wondering, they kind of hinted that there might have been some sort of known negligence that was being ignored on the part of the employer?
It has to be huge.
Okay.
Huge.
Right.
We knew this. Like, let's say you have a spinning blade like in Galaxy Quest, where you walk in the back and all the blades are spinning. You send somebody in there. Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Go in there and oil those blades.
Oil the moving blades. Yeah.
Sharpen that sucker, would you?
It really has to be locked in.
My hunting lease. Here's a gun question. Gun question for you. Kaufman, my hunting lease is landlocked from the road access. Can I walk across other people's property with a firearm legally to access it?
Let's take the firearm out of the question. This is a property issue. If any of your property is landlocked, you have a right to get to your property. So you can cross somebody else's property to get there. But you have to use the most, let's say you can't just choose which way to go. You have to use the most practical. It's not like you're going to walk 50 miles across somebody's yard when there's only 10 feet on the other way. So, yes, you can walk through somebody's property if your property is landlocked. You have a right to get to your property.
Okay.
You don't have to be flown in by helicopter.
And then the gun portion.
The gun part, that's just secondary. I'm not talking about you.
I knew that's where you were going.
I'm not going to say, there's also something else. He might shoot you. Because he's going, wait a minute, is this guy going to shoot me? And he has a reasonable belief if somebody's crossing his yard with a gun that it could be a bad thing.
Okay, so this one came in a couple of weeks ago. It's a little long. I'll summarize it. When you text these in at 22526, please keep them brief.
Enabler.
They have to be taco proof.
You're an enabler by continuing to read these.
You read
Taco.
them. It's on you, dude.
Please don't send long ones, and then he reads the
I don't know why
This isn't the
those
long
damn
one.
whippersnappers.
This isn't the long one anyway. This is somebody's neighbor.
It looks like at least 5 sentences, but go ahead. I'm reading.
Their neighbor's Kia caught fire spontaneously, catching this person's vehicle on fire. They don't have comp coverage, so their insurance didn't cover. The other people's insurance blamed the dealership.
This is a simple one. This is one you're going. Please get to the end of this thing.
I sued the neighbor, but I lost.
Sued the neighbor, but I lost.
So now I'm without a vehicle and 4K.
I'm terribly sorry, man.
In attorney fees. What can I do? What's the next option?
Wow. You got 4K in attorney's fees. So the attorney didn't take it on contingency, I guess. So yeah, this is how bad the case is. When people on TV goes, we'll represent you for free. Everybody in my industry does that. It's a percentage you take. So in this case, the case was so bad that an attorney says, I'm going to charge you hourly. He loses in court. You now owe $4,000 on top of your Kia. What can you do now? You lost in court. That's the problem.
You're done.
Ball game.
Ball game. Party's over. I'm sorry, brother. I really feel bad. Bad luck is bad luck. That's why you always need to make sure you have your own insurance. Your insurance should have covered it. Mm-hmm. If somebody's, you always see those bad commercials. It's covered. But if you get like stuff like, and I don't want to say like the General. I'm not going to say like the General. But if you get insurance like the General, a lot of times it's tough to get them to cover stuff. Okay. So I am sorry, man.
So this one was the longer one that I said I was going to summarize. This guy had a Z28 Camaro. Left it at his brother's.
The last one was short. Go ahead.
Left it at his brother's house, right?
Okay.
His brother moved, didn't tell him, and somebody took over the car and this like an impound place, and the impound place actually did work on it and billed the guy. So...
Okay.
You never even approved the work.
Here, let me cover this for you, dude. This is the one where he just left his car somewhere.
He left it at his brother's house. His brother
moved. Okay, hold on. Let me cover this for you, dude. You did not care about this car. You really didn't. You left a car at somebody's place long enough that your brother moved without you realizing it. Somebody moved in and somebody fixed the car. Now they're trying to bill you for the car. No, you never authorized somebody to work on the car, so you're not responsible for it. But I also don't. They could also hit you with rental fees and other stuff like that because you were left on the property. This sounds like those places where you pass by in the car that I'm planning on fixing this car, and 6 years later it's still in the front yard.
Yeah.
This feels like one of those situations, dude. If anybody's out there and you leave a car somewhere for more than a month, expect it not to be there when you come back.
Okay. So, yeah, you don't have to pay the bill as your
No, you don't have to pay
answer.
the bill, but you might not get the car back.
You're going to get some fees probably and fines. Good morning. What can an adult do if their grandchildren under 11 years old attack them? Can self-defense of the adult being attacked lose?
Well, anything can technically lose. Self-defense is an argument. It's an excuse for a crime. So in a case like this, let's say somebody comes at me and I take a machete and cut somebody's head off. If you came at me with a can of Play-Doh, no, I can't cut your head off. The force I use has to be equal to the force that's coming with me. It can't be significantly greater. So yes, you can have a jerk-off kid come at you, do something. It doesn't matter they're your kids or anything else. You are allowed to defend yourself. It's the level of force you use that's going to come into play here.
All right, one quick last one, right, Lyncher?
Yeah, and those under 11-year-old grandkids aren't going to be.
Have you seen these kids?
They're not going to be getting any more $1 bills from Grandma.
No more Xbox for you.
One more, Taco. Yeah.
Do you think that people fake injuries a lot of times to try to get a big payday on Black Friday? How often do you think people get away with these things?
I don't think it's I don't think people faking injuries is limited to Black Friday. I've had people call me up and they'll tell me something and I'll realize it's not realistic or true. Normally you figure that out halfway through your case or partially through so you can let that case go or tell that person, listen, I can't represent you. I've had people come to me and they say, well, I could really use the money. Yep, but you're not hurt. And these people aren't responsible. And that doesn't mean I'm not doing my job. I can't, in good conscience, represent somebody who is faking it.
Got it.
So yeah, it does happen, and every attorney has to decide who they are as a person to figure out whether they're going to cut a client loose. And I will cut you loose.
And I
won't
can
screw around with that.
I can tell you there are not as many injuries on Cyber Monday today.
Yeah.
Hey, one other thing I'll tell you.
I hurt my fingers.
I told you my wife for years worked in the workers' comp field, and I can't tell you how many times she put an investigator on a suspicious claim, and how many times here comes the video, the guy with the back problems out there lifting the engine block out, and bench pressing in the front yard. So it's,
It does happen, and also now we're doing weird stuff where they're going, oh, you're smiling on your Facebook page, you must not be hurt.
Okay, well,
yeah, I've seen those ones. I'm going, come on, guys. If you get somebody lifted an engine block, great. Just because he's at a birthday party sitting in a chair smiling doesn't mean he's not injured.
Jeff Kaufman from Kaufman
bless.
and Lynd. How to get a hold of him again, Taco Bob?
Jeff at whenyouneedus.com. That's Jeff at whenyouneedus.com or pound 546 on your cell. And if you texted yours in and we didn't get to them, I'm printing them up as we speak for next week.
All right, I'm just going to plant a seed here for you, Jeff.
Sure, let's do this.
Go get those KISS tickets for the final show at Madison Square Garden.
No, they're dead to me.
Okay.
They're dead to me.
Taco on demand. Download the iHeartRadio app.